All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It is Wednesday. You all know what that means. It is Wanderlust Wednesday, where we try to bring a band that maybe you've never heard of before, or a song that you might have never heard from a band that you know. You know, you get the drift, right? So I've done all kinds of stuff over the last year and a half, 520 episodes, and some of my favorites: My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult, personal favorite of mine; Morchiba, O Positive, Gene Loves Jezebel, Chris Rea. Who else we got over here? We got a poster for Texas. Texas was a good one. All kinds of bands. So this band, I wasn't sure if it applies, but I think for some of you it will, and for others you're going to be like, Mark, this is not, of course we know who this is, right? But that's part of the fun Wednesdays, right? Figure out what's what, who's who, and who knows what. But these songs come on the radio, on my Pandora station or Spotify or whatever it is, and I'm always like, oh man, I just love these songs. I just love this band. And then so we're going to talk about them. We're talking about the band, the Bravery, all right? And some of you are going to be like, oh yeah, we know the Bravery, and that's fine. I want to know who you are, right? That's why we're doing this today. But the Bravery are a band out of New York City, formed in 2003. They had a total of 3 albums, 05, 07, and 09. And then that was it. They went on a hiatus in 2014, but there's a rumor, 2021, it seems like maybe they'll be getting back together. 2 of these guys were classmates in Poughkeepsie at Vassar, and then they started doing some projects together. They actually did a brief project with Jonathan Togo, who is Ryan Wolf on CSI Miami. If you're a fan of CSI Miami, they did a little bit of a thing with him, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, they moved to New York City. They put in the usual ads out. They got a guy from Georgetown. They got a guy who is from Boston. And they put out a 3-song CD in 03. That led to an EP in 04 with an Honest Mistake on there. And then Boston station WFNX, the legendary WFNX, picked them up and started playing them. And then they got picked up over in London and on the West Coast. They actually moved to London for a month and did like a residency over there, then came back to New York, played New Year's Eve in 05. And at that time, the Village Voice was like, these are New York's official next big thing. And Rolling Stone mentioned them as a band to watch. So not necessarily a typical Wednesday band based on all of this hoopla, right? But I still think there's going to be some of you who don't know who this band is. So anyway, I could keep going about their career, but they put out these 3 records, did quite well for themselves in the early 2000s. And hey, this is a song of the day involving a band in the 2000s. That is notable just there alone. We're not in the 1980s. What? That's right. So for some of you, this is totally exciting. But there is a lot of music from the early 2000s that I enjoy, and this is one of them. So what are their songs? We're at 3.5 minutes, almost 4 minutes. An Honest Mistake, Believe, Time Won't Let Me Go, awesome song. Unconditional also. Above and Below, Bad Son, Slow Poison, and This Is Not the End. Those are like the songs you need to hear from this band. What's my song of the day? That's a tough one. Those first 4 I mentioned are just interchangeable, but we'll do with An Honest Mistake. That one's pretty awesome. And maybe you know these songs, or maybe you know these songs and you're like, oh, I know that song, I just didn't know who the artist was, or whatever that is. So anyway, that's your highlight for Wanderlust Wednesday. Check out the Bravery today. Listen to all those songs and tell me what you think if you never heard them before. Enjoy it. Looking forward to more episodes this week. Oh yeah, and yes, I started a Facebook page that's public. I don't know where I'm going with it. I'm trying to figure this all out. I'm still working on that part of it, but that is public, and you can find me, The Rock Cave, and also on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter. I'm on them all, right? So anyway, enjoy it. Wanderlust Wednesday, the Bravery. Good stuff. Have a good one, and as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.